So, hello everyone, what a great night and what a great audience. Thanks for joining. And today we will start with a session in which I'll talk about teamwork, okay? Because we all work in teams, and sometimes in the teams, everyone is doing something, but sometimes we don't know what the others are doing, or even if we know, everyone is doing something irrelevant, right? We are not doing a really holistic approach. So this is what I'll talk about. But first, I will start with an introduction. Chris already started introducing our channels and the initiatives. I will a little bit talk about that. And then I will do a small gamification, okay? And then finally, I will talk about in the second part, a little bit theory. We don't have too much time. Sessions are only 20 minutes. So it will not be, I don't want to rush. So I just want to spend time on the gamification part and just having some fun because this is the end of the day, maybe you are all tired and you fortunately could make it and come here. So let's have some fun, okay? Let's start. So, starting with the introduction about myself, my name is Mesut, I'm a quality assurance automation engineer. I'm originally from Turkey, but I'm living in Japan for 3 years. And in my whole career for about 15 years almost, I always worked in the QA teams, quality assurance teams, in some different levels, in system level testing, functional, non-functional testing, some different types of testing, all kind of quality assurance activities I was involved in. So this is the group that Chris already mentioned. So as of now, we have two groups. The one is Ministry of Testing Tokyo, which was initiated for the on-site events like this one. And we created this one, the Japan test community for the online events. And we have some channels. Those will be mostly online events. So we will record the sessions, so you can watch the recorded talks over our YouTube channel. And we have a meetup group for that. So I will share the slides at the end again. So you can just scan the QR codes to join. And we have a X, previously it was Twitter, but X account. And this is a Slack. This is the common Slack channel for both Ministry of Testing and Japan test community. And this is the first event that we will have in 2 weeks' time. I think it's almost sold out. Like the limit for Zoom, we will have the meetings over Zoom, is for 100 people. I guess when I checked last, it was almost 90 people. So if you still want to join and if you did not register yet, please do. And we will have the monthly online meetings, and over the Ministry of Testing, we will have the on-site events. Cool. So, were you done? Sorry, I passed a little bit fast. Okay. And again, as Chris mentioned, if you are interested in giving a talk, if you have something is interesting to share to the community, please let us know. There's a form, but you can just hit an email to this account, or either Chris or myself, you can let us know. So, after this introduction, now I want to play a game. Who wants to play a game? I need 6 people, okay? We don't have too much space, but we can use this area. It will be a very little game. So I need 6 volunteers. Sound is playing over there. Can I have 6 people, please? Yes, please, please. Oh, great, thank you. Thanks so much. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 5. And one last person. One more person I need. Yes, thank you. 6. Okay. So what we will do is, I will play very quick. Oops, I'm far away from PC. Okay. So here is a very short video explaining what we will do. This is called a human note game. So everyone will be notes, right, connected to each other by connecting hands, and then we will try to solve this puzzle. Right, so let me play this video. It will be something like this. We will make a circle, and then everyone will raise their right hands and connect to one person which is not next to you, okay? Some other person. And then we will connect left hands, then we will try to go back to straight circle. Like this. First, raising the hands. Connect with someone not beside you, okay? And then once we have this node, we will try to go back to straight circle. Just like these guys are doing. Yes, they just start. Just like they do, we will try to make a straight circle. Okay, they did it. Yes, let's try. Can we make a circle? 6 people. Okay. Please raise right hands. Right hands.
Right hand.
Yes. And tie it with someone who is not next to you. Okay, everyone is done. Now let's do the same with left hands. Okay, let's tie it with someone else who is not next to you. Cool. Let's start.
Okay. Okay. So we make circles, right? Okay. Oh.
Hey, here.
Ah, yeah. Okay. Oh, you're welcome. Oh, and this. Oh, no.
Okay.
I can go around. Are you able to go over?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's give that a try.
Then
And then.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. And go this way too.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
No, not yet.
yeah, the way. That's way. Yeah.
Yes.
Wait,
Yes.
Yeah, be this way.
Oh, be this way.
Okay.
Okay. Yay.
Yes. I think it's okay. Yes. Cool.
All right.
Okay. Please give an applause to the group. Thank you. Thanks so much. How was it? Good. Okay. Now let's try to imagine what was the important thing for this work. It was a teamwork, right? So there was some important key points, like is the key point here is someone who is driving the work, or maybe just communication around everyone. So let's try to imagine some keywords which could be important for this work. This is a barcode for a Slido link. So please go to Slido. Let me open the app as well. Yeah, it should be here. Could you please join Slido? And there should be a poll over there. Just put some one-word keywords. We will see some keywords here. Patience, communication. What else? Have fun, yes. People, money, really? Leadership, teamwork, collaboration, automation. Automation? We could automate that process, right? Oh, great. Empathy. Care each other. Yes. Great. Adjusting. Sync. Vision. Telepathy. Work one set goal. Open-mindedness. Great. Mindset. Very similar one. Teamwork. Attention. Clear instruction. What else? Listening. Great. Sleep. Teamwork. Okay, no one is typing anymore. Chris is the important keyword, yeah. So thanks so much, but as we can see, communication is one of the most important things for this work, right? Because you should let the others know what you are planning to do, because if you have a roadmap on your mind, but if the others don't know it, maybe you might have some issues. So, cool. Thanks for this great small game. And let's a little bit talk about the theory part as well. So what I will go over is, first of all, let's talk about the differences between individual work and the teamwork. And then we can talk about the steps for forming a team. What kind of steps do we need to form a team? And what is the characteristic of a good team? Like, how can we understand if we have a good or bad team? And eventually I will share you a case study. Hopefully I will have some time. So let's quickly get started. In most of the interviews you are asked, right, if you're more like a fan of individual work or a teamwork. Can I have see the hands? Who is a fan of individual work? No one? Really? No one likes working alone? Okay. Who are the fan of teamwork? Almost everyone, okay. I'm a little bit surprised because someone should also like working alone, right? Maybe not always, but maybe sometimes. Because this is what we will talk about. Both have some advantages and disadvantages under certain conditions. For example, what can be the advantages of working alone? For example, I had a similar experience recently. Like I was assigned to a project and I just started working. I chose my framework. It was my decision. And I implemented everything. I was super free. I was not required to stick to a plan. The plan I created myself, and I chose all the tech stack, all the frameworks, all the testing approach, everything. So this is a flexibility and the freedom you have. Of course, this is an advantage, but of course there are some other challenges you have when you are working alone. So flexibility is one thing. Other than that, fast reactions, right? You don't have to wait for others, because if you are working in a team, first you have to maybe persuade everyone, and you have to reach to a common decision. So it requires some time. And we will have the ability to focus. Because we are working alone, you can just sit and start working and work for the whole day. And complete control, as I mentioned. And if you, in case of success, you will have all the credit. On the other hand, if you are working in a team, of course there will be more diverse thoughts. For example, whenever you are stuck or whenever you have a problem, you can get some help or support from someone else, right? This is one thing. Support and collaboration. And you can build some connections and network. Of course, this will help you to improve your strengths. And of course, you will have the chance to get some feedback or, of course, review of things you are doing. How about challenges? What is the problem or challenge, the difficulty of working alone? Less oversight or guidance. If you are going in a wrong direction, maybe you will not be aware until you really fail, right? So you will lose some time. And direct responsibility in case of failure. We would have the full credit in case of success, but how about in case of failure, right? You will have the full responsibility. And maintain motivation. I will let it go fast. Lack of stimulation in terms of conversation, because you are alone. Sometimes it will be difficult to focus or be motivated. On the other hand, the challenges of working in a team need to succeed consensus. Like if someone does not agree with what you are proposing, you might have to persuade everyone or at least listen to their concerns. So this will require some time and effort. Need to stick to defined schedules and several meetings. Of course, this is what's happening every day. And manage differences or even conflicts. So these are the challenges of working in a team. So why don't we just add some more people, like if we have resources, right? Because we can easily fasten our processes. Does anyone have any guess about why don't we always do that? Like if 100, let me put it in this way. If with one person we can finish one work in 100 days, why don't we just add 100 people? Any guess? What happens if we just increase the resources? Isn't the work that we are working on fastened after adding some additional resources? So this is just an analogy, right? Don't stick with what is being told here. But what it says is, one pregnant woman gives birth to a child in 9 months, right? But if we collect 9 women, then they cannot make a child in 1 month. So this is just an analogy again. But what it is trying to say is, sometimes it is not a linear. It's not working in a linear fashion. If you just add resources, of course, there will be more collaboration and share work. But on the other hand, there will be some integration efforts, right? Because whenever you have a new member in the team, sometimes you have to onboard him, and you will spend some time by just integrating him into the teamwork. So, what are the steps for becoming a team? First of all, we need to form a team. Like, we need to bring some people together to work in the same project. And you have to care about different skill sets. If you don't have the enough or correct diversity, like, for example, you have a team and everyone is super good at exploratory testing, but no one is good at automation, then there would be some issues when you have some automation tasks, right? But vice versa, if everyone is super good at automation, but no one is experienced at exploratory testing, then there would be some issues. So skill sets and the diversity is important in terms of forming the team. Then we need a clear goal and roadmap. Sometimes it happens, right? Imagine about this. Sometimes we are doing something, but I really don't know why we are doing this. Like, my manager is assigning some tasks, but what is the point? Why am I doing this? Like, he's saying, okay, you have to implement this API, but what is the purpose? What is my eventual goal, right? What is our roadmap? So we need a clear vision. And of course, planning and estimate. So even if we have a clear vision and roadmap, if we did not plan accurately, then we might have some issues. Maybe we will fall behind the schedule. And continuous monitoring is important to see our progress, right? Because we are going in a direction, but is it the correct direction or not? To see or to be aware of what we are doing or how well we are proceeding in our goals, we need some monitoring activities. We have to derive some metrics. There are several metrics, right? If we do a study, very small study here, we can list hundreds of metrics in terms of quality. Like even the number of bugs, the code coverage, everything. But we need some metrics which will really represent our goals. Because maybe sometimes we don't have to stick with numbers, right? Because if we only care about quantity, what will happen to quality? Sometimes 100% coverage does not guarantee the quality of testing. Right, so this is the continuous monitoring activities. And of course, we will need the management support. If we just try to do something as a team without any management support, then of course we will not reach to our goals. So, moving on, next chapter. Characteristics of a good team. Is there anyone here who is working in not a good team? Really? Is this true? No? Is there anyone who works in a good team? Please, how do you understand your team as a good team?
Well, that was a few years ago, but I mean, the team shared their vision. So even though personality, there is a conflict, but because we have the same vision, so we still work together, like basically everybody pull their weight to get things done.
Thank you so much. Yes. So, like open communication, right? Even if you have a conflict, you can discuss and support each other and most importantly, respect each other. And problem solving, self-growth, like if you are not able to grow yourself or your skills, maybe it is time to change maybe project or domain or product or whatever, but we have to be sure that we are growing our skills as well. Diversity, engagement, and trust. These are some signs of a good team. So, finally, this is the last chapter in my presentation. I will share a case study where how we convert to a good team. So, this is what we were doing, right? We had some test cases, test suites. I mean, initially we even didn't have test cases, but we just have a set of requirements or specifications. So we have to drive a test suite, and then we have to automate and report the results. So this is our scope. So what happened? Now I will explain. Initially, we just derived the Jira tasks. So these are the steps: define the test suite, automate, and report. Of course, there are some more details like automate test case 1, 2, 3. Everyone is a single Jira ticket. So what we were doing is every ticket was assigned to someone else. This is what we could do, right? We assign every ticket to someone and try to complete them. Okay. What happened is every person designed a test case for the relevant test use cases or specifications, and then everyone did automation, implementation. And we could do something. We could proceed a little bit. But what happened is, like everyone really followed their own approach. We did not have a standard. But then, after we realized that, what we started to do is, we did not assign all tickets to some individuals, but with the teamwork, we really tried to follow a holistic approach. Like, for example, all the tasks, first we sit together, I'm not talking about dozens of meetings, right? But whenever it's required, we first try to do a consensus. Like, for example, which framework we will use. For API automation, one person was doing with Axios, the other was doing with some other frameworks, like even for Playwright, there is a built-in library. So there are several options to do the same steps. But when we followed this approach, first we decided which is the best, or the most efficient one, or most convenient, or easiest to implement, right? So after having this consensus, we tried to follow the standard approach. So first brainstorm, try to follow an approach framework, figure out the common problems, because sometimes when everyone is working as an individual, sometimes we had some duplications. For example, one person was trying to solve a problem, and in the meantime, the other person was also trying to solve the same problem. But they don't know each other, what they are doing. So we tried to list the common problems, and then build some common approaches or solutions. So everyone was talking to each other. Everyone was not assigned by a central maybe manager or someone leading this process. So here I have a concrete example. For example, this is a super easy test case where we are going to a web page and locating an element, clicking the button, and then doing an assertion. Very super simple test case. But even for the super simple test case, there are at least 4 solutions. Right? All these 4 ways, all these 4 people are doing the same test case with different testing, with different implementation. So what I'm proposing here is, and maybe some of them have some anti-patterns, right? Maybe some of them have some code issues, code quality issues. So what I'm proposing is, forget about this implementation from scratch. And first, implement a framework which can be reused by everyone, having the common solutions. For example, if everyone is trying to implement the API automation, just build a framework, right? And publish it so everyone can download and just call the relevant methods. So they are just calling the relevant function with the relevant parameters, so they don't have to implement from scratch. So this is just like maybe key-driven testing, we can call it in that way. So after doing that, we would have developing a standard and avoiding the duplication, because duplication and reusability, these are one of the most important keywords for efficiency. So in that way, we would be doing that, and of course, we will be eliminating some quality issues, code quality issues. So I'm wrapping up. Being a team is not easy. Sometimes we seem like a team. We are a group of team. It's different. A group of team and a team. A group of people and a team. These are different terms. So being a team is not easy. So sometimes we need some common decisions, and of course it needs effort, right? We need a consensus. And there are some challenges, like we have to deal with differences and even sometimes conflicts. But although we have these challenges and difficulties, in the long term, of course, there would be advantages that we can utilize from being a team. And of course, finding support from management or some other sponsors or even the customers is important. And boosting efficiency is possible by eliminating duplicated effort, duplicated task, duplicated code, duplicated effort, duplicated work, duplication. We just need to eliminate. And it's okay to fail. Fail fast, right? It's okay to fail. Unless we are not aware that what we are doing wrong. Sometimes even failures are good, right? If we have some lessons learned. If we are doing the postmortems, we do the analysis and understand what was wrong, then, of course, it would be even beneficial for us to fail fast, because we would be learning in the first stages. So, thanks a lot for listening to me. I hope it was fun and you could have some insights. And again, I'm sharing this to you to follow the channels or tools to follow up the next events. Thanks so much.